Two more things which you can use in communication skills. One is, the first is the principles of Bhagavad Gita. Follow the principles of Bhagavad Gita and you will find that most of the time your communication is good. In Bhagavad Gita, what happened is, Arjuna was in problem, he had a doubt, as your patients have a doubt all the time. So when Arjuna wanted to know should he fight or not, similarly your patient wants to know should he go for chemotherapy or not. Let's take an example. So a patient is a Arjuna and who has come to you to find out should he go for a chemotherapy or not. Should he go for a chemotherapy or not? Now, what did Arjuna did? Arjuna was in problem, so he started looking for an MBBS, not there. He started looking for a BHMS, not there. BAMS, not there. He started looking for a naturopath, not there. So he went to the senior most member of the family, Krishna, for counseling. So Krishna was his doctor. So the first doctor in the text was Krishna and the first patient was Arjuna. And Krishna gave him counseling, and the first textbook of counseling is Bhagavad Gita. Okay? So Krishna was the counselor and the doctor, and Arjuna was the patient, and there was a situation, should I fight or not? Should I fight or not? Can be a cancer, can be a heart attack, can be anything. Krishna took his 18 sessions, 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna did not answer his problems in one session. So multiple sessions are required to take away the doubt of the patient. That's the first principle of cognitive behavior therapy. I'll ask a simple question. People who have not attended me in this, don't speak out. And the question is very simple, that in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, what was the teaching of Krishna to Arjuna? Anybody? What did Krishna told Arjuna in the first session? Yes.
I would just recall that Krishna explained him.
Sit down. Sit down. What did Krishna say in the first chapter? He says, I can't. In the first chapter, Krishna did not open his mouth. In the first chapter, Krishna allowed Arjuna to speak. Krishna did not open his mouth. Patience listening. That's what he talked about 90 seconds. In the first chapter, in the first counseling center, Krishna did not allow Arjuna to speak. Active listening. And Arjuna said, मेरे पैर लड़खड़ा रहे हैं, मेरे हाथ पैर कांप रहे हैं, मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा क्या करूं, मेरे रोंगटे खड़े हो रहे हैं. He was in an acute panic reaction. In the second chapter is the longest chapter in Bhagavad Gita. The second chapter is the longest chapter in Bhagavad Gita, and Krishna explains to him in great detail. To the extent, in so much details that Arjuna gets confused, and that's what is expected. When you explain to the patient, he is bound to get confused. And in the second chapter, at the end of the second chapter, Krishna tells Arjuna, come back again. Come back again. And when on the third chapter, in the first, Arjuna asks questions to Krishna, that you have told me so many things, I am confused. Krishna starts smiling, I was expecting this. That I have taught you so much, I don't expect you to understand what I have told. From 3rd chapter to 17 chapters, he rediscusses what he has taught in 2nd chapter. He rediscusses what he has taught in 2nd chapter, gives reasoning for everything. At every step he gives reasoning. He frightens him, Virat Swarup dikhake, and he consoles him by saying, don't worry, whenever you are difficulty, I am there. That jab athak hoga, I am going to be with you. So he takes three principles of counseling. Discusses in great detail, reasoning, frightens him, consoles him. And then in the 18th chapter, he rediscusses, revises what he has told in 2nd, and then explained in 3rd to 17. And that revision is again the longest chapter, as big as 2nd chapter. And then in the last shlok, Sanjay tells Dhritarashtra, where there will be teachers like Krishna and students like Arjuna, the win is going to be of them. And these are the principles as told by Bhagavad Gita, which are supposed to be practiced as cognitive behavior therapy. And that's a communication thing which comes from our own mythology. So I thought of adding it, that this is also, all these principles have come from our mythology. And that ends this module. I'm going to take, please, मेरे को बहुत आवाज आ रही है, I get disturbed. Excuse me, please, no phones. So I'm going to have a small one more module, and then we can have the practical one. And this small module comes is that when we are communicating to the patient, and these are called Rosenberg's principles of communications. Very simple communication that when we are communicating to the patients, are we communicating violently or non-violently? The first principle is observation versus analysis, judgment. Vivek already said, never be judgmental. We always judge individuals, situations, circumstances. So always be non-judgmental. Give your observations, quote unquote. Never say, usne aisa kaha. If you want to give your opinion, then say, according to my opinion. Never say, patient nahi bachega. Never say, he's going to die. You are not God. You can say, I cannot treat him. I have my limitation. But you cannot say this patient is not going to die. Not going to survive. I have seen one example where we did a mistake and we told the patient that the relation that he is not going to survive for the next 3 months. We should have said this, that I have no treatment. That if I treat him, he is not going to survive for 3 months. If you want to try somewhere else, you can try. And the patient came back to us after 8 years and he was alive. And he says, Doc, you told that I am not going to live, I am there after 8 years. So you can tell your limitations. You cannot give a judgment that you are going to die in the next 48 hours, you are going to die in the next 72 hours. He says, my treatment with the capacity I have, with the knowledge I have, this is going to be my results. If you want to go to a second opinion, third opinion, you go. So judgment versus observations. Second is feelings. Never say, उसने मुझे डांटा. Never say that he abused me. Always say that he said something I felt bad. So that is your feeling. Give your feelings, not give analysis of what exactly happened. Third is order versus request. That's what etiquettes everybody talks about. Don't say, "Hey, pani lekar aao. Can I have a glass of water?" That is the third principle of Rosenberg. And fourth is demand versus request. Demand versus request and need versus desires. Talk about the needs and not the desires. One more thing I want to tell you, there are certain principles of communications, again from our mythology. The first is Mahamrityunjay mantra and Gayatri mantra. So whenever you are in a problem, do Mahamrityunjay mantra. What is Mahamrityunjay mantra? Priyam Yajamahe. That means open your third eye. मैं तीसरी आंख वाले शिव को नमस्कार करता हूँ. I salute the three-eyed Shiva. What does it mean? That whenever you are in problem, close your eyes and think differently. Open the eyes of your mind, open the eyes of your soul and look for options. What are the options available? Relax, take a deep breath and look for options. Looking for options is called Mahamrityunjay mantra. Mahamrityunjay mantra is not jap karna. Mahamrityunjay mantra, wherever you are in difficulty, close your eyes, go in silence, ask for options and you will get multiple options. You say one option, second option, third option, fourth option. Then you are confused which option to take. Then do Gayatri mantra. What is Gayatri mantra? Gayatri mantra is not reciting Gayatri mantra. Gayatri mantra means, hey Lord, direct my intellect to take the right decision. Who is the Lord? Your consciousness. Close your eyes, relax, take a deep breath and ask your heart to choose one of the options.